Welcome to the Middleware Tech YouTube channel. In this series, you'll learn about this keyword and this function. All code examples used in the videos will be available on GitHub. Let's get started.
It is a keyword. It is a keyword in Java. Okay. So the purpose of what is the purpose of this keyword? So we use this keyword. It is used. Used to point current object attribute. It is used to point current object attribute. Now, what does it mean by this? It is used to point current object attribute. All right. So just see here. What does it mean by this? So let me use this keyword for this parameterized constructor, 3-argument parameterized constructor. See, this example is working fine. There is no issues. It is working fine. Now here, I should use this dot empid. Fine. This dot emp name. This dot emp sal. Now I have used this one in 3-argument constructor, and it should work fine. Save it. Compile. Run. Working fine, no issues, right? Now, then what is the purpose of this keyword? See, if you are not using this keyword, then also it is running. If I'm going to use this, then also it is running. Then why am I going to use this keyword? See, the purpose of this keyword is used to point current object attribute. So I'm creating an E1 object here. For E1 object, EMP ID is 22, EMP name is Naveen, and EMP salary is 20,000. That is pointing out by this keyword for this object E1. You can have E2 also. So you can have E2 also, E3 also. So for them, the attribute value will be the attribute value that point is done with the help of this keyword. That means EMP ID for object E1, EMP ID equal to 22. That relationship is identified with the help of this keyword implicitly for this E1 object. For the same E1 object, EMP name equal to Naveen, this relationship identified with the help of this keyword for this E1 object. Okay. Similarly, for E2 object, E3 object, we can define, right? So the use of this keyword is recommended. If you're not using, then also it is working. What does it mean by this? Mean is that if you're not using, then compile JVM implicitly using this keyword for your code. If you're not using this .empid, then also it will work. Fine. So if you're not using, then JVM implicitly provide this .empid for your instance variable inside the constructor. Right? If you're not using, fine. This .emp sal, emp name, and emp id will be implicitly used by the compiler. Fine. So that is the point, So recommended that please provide this keyword, so it will reduce compiler overhead. If you're not providing, then compiler will use it for you. So if you're providing it, then compiler is not going to write that this dot attribute name. So it will reduce compiler overhead, you can say. Fine. So that is all about this keyword. So this keyword we should use the constructor for all instance variables for initialization. This .empid Control C, right? So this is all about this keyword. That is the purpose of this keyword in Java class. So its main purpose is that it is used to point current object attribute. Fine. Okay. Fine. Okay, now if you want, you can execute and check it is running or not. You updated and it is running, no issues, right? Okay. Next, we have another one function called this function. We have another one function called this function. So this function, this is this constructor, this keyword we talked about, right? Now I'm talking about this function. We have another one function. Let's see here, please. It will look like this look like this. So this function can have, it has an argument, it has no argument, or it can have argument also. It has some argument also, okay? A comma B. It has some argument also. So this function will be available without argument or with argument. Okay, so how it is, why we need this function, in which scenario I should go for this function. Lots of scenarios there. We'll talk about the scenario when I'm going to use it. We'll talk about a case study, because in our curriculum we'll implement one case study on the other side also. So let's complete it first. What is this? Why I'm going to use? How I'm going to use that? I'll implement using case study. Fine. Okay. So so just see here. So here I'll do slight modification inside this class, the employee class that we have created, right? If you see here, I have default constructor, one argument constructor, two argument constructor, three argument constructor. Fine. Okay. Now here, what I'll do is that I'll do some modification in this code. So let me write this class once again on the down, because I have to do some modification. Copy. Let me write here using this function. Fine. Let's see this. This is my function. Let me write in a. Now here, remove this. Slight modifications I want to do just to understand it. Okay. Now this is my employee class. Now here, what I'm doing, this is my parameterized constructor, three argument constructor. Okay. Now this parameterized three argument constructor, if I'm going to pass this three argument, it is going to initialize all these three instance variables. Fine. Right. Now here, already two argument constructor is there. Already it is initializing EMP ID and EMP name. Correct. Correct. So what I can do is that without using this, without writing this line of code, I am writing here this EID, comma, ename, semicolon. So the why I need this is that the purpose of this function is to call constructor. So this with argument, it will call parameterized constructor. This without argument, it will call default constructor. So the purpose of this function is, it is used, I'm just saying it is used to call default constructor. Fine. And it is used to call parameterized constructor. So for both of them, it is used to call some constructor, default constructor or parameterized constructor, right? So main purpose is to call constructor. Fine. So how it is going to call? So that we are going to see here. Now here I have used this function with two arguments. So it is going to call parameterized constructor with two argument, right? Now here I'm going to replace this code. I'm calling here this EID. Now what it is doing, it is going to call parameterized constructor with one argument. That means this one. And here, right? And here I'm going to write this like this. So it is a this without argument. It is going to call default constructor. So let me check it is calling or not. Let's see here, please. In a single call, what I'm going to do in the main method, I'm just creating an object of employee with 3 argument constructor and calling display method. Not required to call display method also. Just create this object. When you create this object, the control will come here, and this function is going to call parameterized constructor with 2 argument. Then this function is going to call parameterized constructor with 1 argument. Then this function is going to call default constructor. Let me check it's calling or not. Let me check. Save it. And just save this class. This I just updated this class, so copy and create a separate class, Control C, Control V, and save this class name as EMP using this. Okay, Control C, copy, file, save as EMP using this .java, this function. So here, if you are using that, then constructor will change, right? All the constructor again I have to update. Okay, so do one thing. I'm not going to change the class name. Then again I have to change all the constructor, right? Okay, so what I'll do is that EMP using the EMP class that we have created. This EMP class I'm going to update. Last time we have created, right? Sorry, Control Z. Copy. Last time we have created the employee class. Paste. That one I have updated. Save it. So let me check what is the output. Employee.java is different. Java employee. So just see here, please, how it is coming output based on this program that just now we have done. Right. So here, if you remove this, since I'm not using display method, can remove it. I want to see in a single page. Okay, and just remove this. Now here, okay, now this is a single page complete thing came, right? Now see this output. Now see here, when I'm creating this object, the control came here. It is calling parameterized constructor with 3 argument. So this gets printed. No, control came here, right? Control came here. So then it's calling parameterized constructor with 2 argument. Control came here. It's calling parameterized constructor with 1 argument. Control came here. It's calling default constructor. So first default constructor came. Then this line executed. This line executed. This line executed. 1 argument. Then this one completed, 2 argument. Then this 3 argument. So this is how we can see that using this function, we can call default constructor, or we can call parameterized constructor based on number of argument, right? if number of argument is more than 1, it is number of, if we have argument, then it is calling parameterized constructor with argument, else it is going to call default constructor. So that is the purpose of this function. Okay, now you'll see that, okay, fine, we can understand, yes, using this function I'm going to call some constructor, either parameterized or default constructor. But at the end, what is the advantage? Advantage is that this is used a lot when you have some inheritance hierarchy in your project design and you want to generate the IDs automatically for a particular product. Okay, in that scenario, it is used, right, when you want to generate the IDs automatically. This is one of the scenario. Lots of scenario we can use this. So I'll show you when I'm talking. I'll talk about the case study part. I'll talk about today. We'll spend some time on case study part. Okay. So this is the purpose of using this function. Okay. This function. Why I need this function in Java. Okay. So this is all about here. So I'll suggest everyone, please execute these labs, right? So this is this keyword. We talk about constructor. Then he talked about this keyword. Then he talked about these functions and using an employee class example, right? So based on this discussion, what I